Chålofa! What's up? This is the Islanders View podcast with the Backyard Convos. We're experiencing the backyard conversation of Islanders. It's your boy JC, B.
How's it?
And the Uso Jr.
How's it, everybody?
We're just talking about worldviews, life experiences, culture, sports. You know, we're just chilling, kicking back, speaking our minds. Yeah, you're about to go into a mind of an Islander right about now. Chålofa family, welcome to SESH number 29.
Chålofa.
Man, we're one more to 30, bro.
Yeah,
one more
30.
to 30. That's like me, like one more to 40.
Right?
I don't know if I should be happy about that or that just means we're getting older. Oh man,
Don't we make a year soon? Also,
yeah, we're about to make a year here pretty soon.
man.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna. Hey, to our listeners and viewers, our year we're gonna be putting out some merch. You know, we're planning this out. We're trying to do this right. You know. We want to make you guys happy. But again, welcome to the family. If it's your first time here, please subscribe, comment down below, share the video. We got a good sesh for you guys today. Welcome to sesh number 29. Junior, you ready to get sesh 2029?
Yes, sir, JC. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, me too. I am.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for everyone.
Because it's Friday and it's almost the weekend.
It's Friday, you know. Oh, I love Fridays. I love doing the podcast. So.
Yeah. And to our listeners and viewers, I know you see an empty chair here. Please show love to our brother Brandon. He is our brother B. He's in Puerto Rico right now. Puerto Rico. Yeah, he's out there representing the Islanders View podcast right now. So, you know, just pray for him. Safe travels. You know, he's out there having fun. If you're listening, bro, have fun out there for us.
Yeah, have fun and
have
be
a
safe
drink for us. Yeah, be safe.
And check out that one place. I think it's like a food place where everything is fried. So
yeah, I think everything is fried. I think everything is fried in Puerto Rico. But hey, again, welcome to session number 29. We're gonna get this started. We got a special guest for y'all. Way back to my home, the place I want to go back to. I miss it. Well, you know, tickets are just too expensive, bro.
Yeah,
I need to borrow a loan to go back home.
Yeah.
But everybody, please welcome my brother Joe Guam. What's going on, bro?
Hey, half a day, everybody. Half a day.
Hey,
half a day.
Half a day at Chålofa, bro. Hey, welcome to the show, man. Thank you for joining us, dude.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it. What's up, Junior?
What's up? How you doing, Joe?
How's it, bro? Thank you for having me.
Man, you're lighting up our show with that smile, bro.
Hey, I'll close it.
No, keep it going, bro. That's our bright spot for this show. Keep it going.
Right on.
Hey, bro. Again, bro, thanks for joining us, man. It's an honor to have you here.
Yes, sir.
You know, you and I, we grew up together, so it's a blessing to have you here, brother.
Yeah, go way back. Good memories, man.
Yo, way back, brother. And you know, just a little bit of that might be talked about on the show.
Even though you guys won, it's still good memories. Even though you guys won and we lost, still good memories.
Hey, but it was still a 3-way tie. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, man. That's a big one.
But again, welcome to the show. Again, welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody who's watching and listening. Let's get session number 29 going. You guys know how we get this going. We start with the beverage highlight. Go ahead, Junior. Tell them what we got today.
Well, today we are trying something new. Well, for me, I know JC's probably tried it before, but we're trying an ale. Imperial ale. Not the pale ale, just plain ale. But it's with peach. It's a peach ale. So it's from Lakewood, live from Lakewood. These guys are in Garland, Texas, and they just released this after the pandemic, and they just want to welcome everybody back to, you know, getting back to normal and listening to some good music and throwing back some ale. So
awesome.
Yeah. So check it out, guys. Live from Lakewood, Imperial.
Ooh. Looks good. What you got drinking there, Joe? What you drinking over there, Joe?
It's kind of like a little island tea, man. It's just green tea and and pineapple juice is kind of what it is.
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
Oh wow.
a little
Like
bit
plantation
of,
tea, right?
Yeah,
Does it
kind of
help
like
with-
that. I think, yeah. You know, plantation tea is pretty much like everyone has their own recipe, right? Like
Yeah.
guava juice, pineapple juice,
Pineapple
teas.
juice,
So
yeah.
it's pretty much tea and juice, man. You know, it's really good. So yeah, kind of like plantation.
Nice.
But we
Does it
don't
help? Does it help with your vocals?
You know what I found? I just love I love drinking green tea anyways. But I found that the pineapple juice kind of gives it like a little bit of like kind of like moisturizes, I guess, you know, so to speak. Like the way I kind of think about it, just because I'm a musician, is like usually when your fretboard of your guitar ukulele dries out, you put on like a fretboard oil that kind of moisturizes it, right, and conditions it. It's kind of how it feels. The way like I'll take a sip just of a little bit, you know, coat the throat a little bit between songs, and it just helps me. I need all the help I can get when it comes to vocals.
Nice, bro.
That's a really good analogy right there.
Yeah, bro. So just kind of, I like it. It's kind of what I do. Everyone has their own thing, you know. And I have a friend of mine that has a little jug like this, and when he plays gigs, people ask him like, "Hey, what are you drinking in there?" And he's like, "Tequila." It's definitely not tequila for me.
Hey, for real, not in a tumbler. That'd be crazy.
I don't play good. I don't play good when I drink, bro. Some people may be like rock stars, but shoot, not me. It sounds good in my head. Sounds good,
and then when you do the playback, it doesn't sound too good.
People are like, "What is he playing?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm rocking out. What are you talking about?"
All right, but let's get session number 29 going. Please raise your glasses. Everyone that has a beer in their hand, has some kind of drink in their hand. Cheers to session number 29.
Cheers.
Welcome our brother Joe Guam to the show. One love and God bless Chålofa. We love you guys.
Viva.
All right. Hey, brother.
Oh,
how did you like that?
It's real sweet.
Yeah, it's like a fruity and all that.
Good stuff. Taste peach, but it's real sweet.
Yeah. It's probably
I better check the sugars on this because my blood sugar is pretty high.
Oh, nice. It's pretty good.
Have you guys tried stuff from the Guam brewery here in Guam?
No, I was actually thinking about reaching out to them to try to see how we can get some over here so we can try it out.
We want to sample that.
And we are looking for sponsorship, so you know, we'll see what happens.
I'll connect you with one of the guys there. Yeah, they just have like they had like a pineapple passion brew that they just did out for summer, and
really?
Pretty cool, man. Yeah, they just released another one last week too. They're pretty cool. Yeah, try them out.
Yeah, let us know, bro. Keep us in. But again, bro, you know how we're gonna start this off, my brother Joe.
Tell me.
So, hey, look, to all our listeners and viewers. Well, you know what? Before I start, let's do some shout outs because we got some people on right now. Some people commenting. Oh, it's Frank Guerra. He says, "What's up, brothers?" And so Frank Guerra, bro. The good thing about him, Joe, is he's actually Mexican. Though, kind of like he lived on Guam for a while, right?
Oh yeah, we were stationed there together.
Yeah.
Well, his dad and my dad, not me and him. We were the Air Force brats.
Yeah. What's up, Frank?
Yeah, man, he's always on. So, hey, welcome, Frank. Thanks for being on the show. But my brother Joe, you already know we go way back. We go way, way back. So, honestly, my first question for you, bro, is what's really surprising for me is to see that growth from, you know, you were athletic back then when I first met you, and all you knew was football. You know what I mean? Like that was your love. And I knew that, you know. And then when all of a sudden this transition to music, like what inspired you to like go that direction?
Well, I mean, yeah. So like I played football like pretty much all of my, you know, childhood and then up to college. I played football in college, so I played all the way up to college, and but I was playing music all throughout that time. Like,
really?
My mom's family's super musically, you know, talented, and my mom jammed the guitar growing up, and you know, I was that little kid who, when my mom was playing, you know, backyard barbecues, that kind of stuff. At the beach, you know, at the beach ranch and all that kind of stuff. when my mom would jam for the family and everyone would be singing, I'd be that little boy who go right in the middle and I'd be strumming the strings in between her two hands, right? She'd be playing like this and I'd be right in the middle. And so, you know, to kind of show you on the ukulele, she'd be playing the chord here, she'd be strumming here, and then I'd just be standing in front of her going like this. And she never pushed me away from it. She let me do it, even if it, you know, it never really messed up the sound like when she was jamming for everybody, but she never pushed me away. So I was always just kind of fascinated by it, and I grew up, you know, just in that music exposure. You know, my mom and dad, my mom's family, every gathering, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, whatever gathering it was always music. You know, I have cousins who play piano, other cousins who play guitar. I have cousins who are beautiful, angelic voices, and so so it was awesome. Always music, despite football. So it's not like I just transitioned to the other.
Oh, okay. So it was always a part of you. It's always part of you.
Right. And then I left Guam in 1999 to go to college and play football in college. And I had my ukulele with me. I was the only kid in the dorm who had ukulele. You know, and I remember jamming one time, and I played my very first, you know, quote unquote professional gig in 1999.
Really?
One of the deans or whatever saw me jamming and was like, "Hey, we have this little event for the staff. Oh, could you play for us?" You know, so I was like, "Yeah." So I played. You know, they paid me $50, and I played for half an hour, and that was my very first. You know, the definition of being a professional is getting compensated for.
Yeah, getting compensated work, right? Yeah.
Whether that compensation is beer or money, doesn't matter, right? So
I got
that's the first gig ever. It was 1999. So what does that make this? It's 22 years now, right?
Wow.
It was July of 99. So 22 years.
Sure, that's like right after we graduated.
Exactly. Wow. So right after that, it was just, you know, gig after, you know, gig after gig after gig. And for the first 12 years of my life, I lived in first 12 years of my career, I guess, music career. I lived in the mainland and just kind of learned from a lot of the professionals out there, and, you know, in terms of like how the business side of it, and of course the music side, and then came back to Guam in 2011 and met my wife and got married in 2013. We got married in 2013, and from 2013 I started gigging back here on Guam all the way up through to today, man. Yeah, and
solid,
it was
nice.
It's been 4 years.
You said you went to college. Where did you go to college at?
I played football at San Jose State University.
San Jose, okay.
Yeah, and the time it was Division 1A, and we were in the Western Athletic Conference, the WAC at the time.
Yeah, so I remember they played Hawaii.
Yeah, we were in the same conference as Hawaii, right? So so I was in the WAC, played there. I played there for 3 seasons, and then that's when I transferred out. It's kind of, I guess, you know, I experienced it, I played it. It was my goal to be the first Guam 4-year Guam high school graduate, like a high school from Guam, right? So first graduate to make Division I football. There was one guy who was actually my connection into San Jose State, Brandon Knapp, who he played 2 years at FD. Yeah, Knapp. He played 2 years at FD, and then his junior senior year, he moved to Colorado, and he finished his high school in Colorado. So I kind of, you know, I gave him, we filmed some tapes, filmed my workouts. I sent him my tapes, and he gave the tapes to the coaches. But the thing about Brandon was gone when I got there. He wasn't there anymore. So he literally just handed off my tapes.
All right, brother, here you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he definitely helped me out. Like, he's the reason why I was there. No doubt. I love Brandon. He's awesome. Yeah. So he handed my tapes in, and then he just wasn't there. He couldn't be there. So he handed my tapes to the coaches, and I just kind of took a shot at going out to San Jose, and I got accepted into a summer school program right after high school. So usually, like, you graduate high school in Guam, you know, you turn 18, then you can drink, because back then that's what we could drink,
exactly.
So usually you graduate high school and then you party your summer off drinking, and then you go to college, right? Because when you go to college, it's 21, you can't drink anymore. So you leave in August.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, I left a week and a half after I graduated in May. because because I had a summer program that I got accepted to. So I went out there and they had my tapes, and they invited me to join the summer training program with the team. Yeah. So I wasn't on the team yet, but they invited me to join in the summer program. So I went out there and I was working out 5 days a week with the football players.
Nice, bro.
Yeah, and so when it came time in August for walk-ons, it was pretty funny because I already had a locker, but no coach or no one had ever told me that, if I was on the team or not. Like literally, I had a locker, but I didn't I thought they were going to take the locker away from me when the team school started, right?
Yeah.
I thought they were like, here, you just stay here. You just sit in this locker and put your stuff here. Okay, cool. And so when it was actually walk-ons, the tryouts for walk-ons, the entire school came right in August, and there was walk-ons. I was putting on my cleats and my shoes and walking out, and coach meets me at the door, and he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry, coach. I'm just gonna go give it my best shot. I hope I can make you proud, and I try to make this team." And he was like, "If you don't get your ass in that special teams meeting right now, I'm gonna kick you off this game." I was like, "What, coach? What?" I was like, "What? Does that mean I'm on the team, coach?" And he was like, "Get your ass in the meeting." And I was like, "Oh shit," And so I ran back.
Wow, bro, that's awesome, bro.
I grabbed my cell phone. I woke my mom and my dad up at 2 a.m, and I was like, "Mom!" My mom's like, if you get a call at 2 a.m. here in junior, it means something's wrong.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So my mom and dad were like, "What's going on? What's going on?" I was like, "No, I have 15 seconds, but I make the team." I was so
awesome,
stoked,
dude.
Yeah. Dude. So they're like, "Oh God, thanks." So I jumped. That's kind of cool. So yeah, so that's how it was, man. So as they say, and I played 3 seasons, and I experienced it. I was actually we had a verbal commitment already. I had committed to, or they had committed to. I had a partial scholarship, so it was a full ride after the 3rd season, and and then the head coach got fired, so the new coach comes in, and he's like, "Nah, all the scholarships are off." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Okay, that's my 3rd season here." I was like,
yeah, I'm gone.
I was like, I guess I had a different goal in life already. At that point, I was like, I'm out. So I transferred down to San Diego. Just went to school down in San Diego. I was with some friends, and then I saw an opportunity. Got accepted to the computer systems engineering program at Arizona State. So I finished off my computer systems engineering degree at Arizona State University. Yeah. And so I was working for Southwest at the time, the airline. And so I could fly around wherever I wanted,
Oh, nice.
I moved to Phoenix.
All right, so
that's good.
There, that's awesome, dude. So since you bring up Southwest, that means there's a video out there. So this is why I asked the question. The first question is because, outside looking in, when I saw it, it seemed like your transition was that moment. It was almost like, because when I saw the video, I was like, "Is that Joe?" I was like, "Is that Joe? Is that Joe Pereira?" And so, everybody I forgot where it was. I don't know if it was on YouTube when YouTube was first coming out, but it
was on YouTube. It was 2000. Because I moved to 2001. It was 2005, and just for clarity, it wasn't my video. I was playing someone else.
No, somebody posted the video.
Someone posted it.
Yeah.
And
so I saw the video and I was like, "Wait, what? I thought he was playing football." Because I heard that's what I heard, that you're out in college playing football, and then I see you jamming out on the airport. So go ahead and so to all our listeners and viewers, if you can find it on YouTube,
you won't find it. His name, I'll even tell you. His username was Sloofus, Sloofus. I don't even know if he's active anymore. But he took it down. He took the video down. I actually asked him for that video because it's kind of, a lot of people know that video, which is kind of interesting. I asked him for it, but I wasn't able to contact him.
Yeah, because
I did contact him. And he told me that like it's in a hard drive somewhere, like his parents' house or something like that. Like it's not.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so the story on there, right, is I was working for Southwest. I was still jamming ukulele. Wasn't playing football anymore at the time, though. I was just trying to finish school, and I was, you know, I was putting myself through school. So I was in a position called operations, and what we did was we calculated like weight and balance of the aircraft, you know, allowable takeoff, gross, that kind of stuff, right? And so when you get assigned to a flight, you have to do a whole lot of preparation and calculations for that one flight. And so they can't just like, you know, shift people off it. So you get assigned to a flight, that's your flight. You need to see it through until it leaves and departs the airport. And so if the flight gets delayed after you get assigned to it, you're delayed, right? You follow that all the way flight. And so there was a little like downtime between flights, right? And so I would always bring my ukulele to work, and we had a break room in the back. And you know, these ukuleles aren't cheap, so it's not like ABC store type ukuleles, right? These are pretty expensive ukuleles. So I bring my ukulele to work, and I put it in my locker, and I'd lock it up, and it'd be in a case, and I'd lock up the locker. And so it's a little bit of a process to unlock, pull it out, pull out the case, open it up, right, and put it back in. It's a little bit of a process. So I'm in the back, I'm chilling, I'm just jamming. My flight's like an hour late. Whatever, I have an hour just to jam. And so I get a call on the radio. I have a radio on. I get a call on the radio. They're like, "Hey, Joe, you know, we need some figures from your calculations and the load planning." I was like, "Oh, okay. All of the figures are in the paperwork that's already out at the gate." And I was in the back room. Yeah. So I was like, "Okay, let me go run and grab it, and I'll give it to you." And literally, that's like I call it on the radio. It's like a 5-second thing, and then I go back in.
Yeah.
So what I didn't want to do is I didn't want to put on my ukulele just to run it all out again. So I ran out to the gate with my ukulele in my hand, called it in on the radio what I needed to call in. And as I was running back to the break room, some people that were sitting in the gate area on that flight, they were like, "Hey, you gonna jam for us?" And I was like, Yeah, I'll jam for you. I told them, in my head, right? So what I'm thinking in my head is, I don't know you guys.
Yeah.
You're going to leave here in an hour and a half. I'm never going to see you again. This is probably never, ever going to come up in life ever again.
Right? Yeah.
Little did I know, right? Little did I know. So I just started jamming. And, you know, honestly, like even my friends from high school said it, like, if you watch that video, that was just me. Like I just jam. Just, you know, it's always just about good vibes, you know. So
exactly,
smile
bro.
on your face. Yep. So I'm just jamming. And I was like, "Hey, okay, here's another song that I know," you know. And then people started kind of singing along, and then there was this guy who was rolling video, but he had, you know, back then it wasn't just phone cameras. Like this guy literally had like a video shoulder camera.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Right.
And I'm like, "Oh, cool. He's rolling camera. Maybe he's like some videographer and he's just like, whatever, right? You know, it doesn't matter. Like, I didn't know what he was going to do with it, but he's just like, rolling camera." I was like, "Oh, it didn't matter to me." I was like, "Oh, cool. Maybe he's just like filming this, whatever, show people. It doesn't matter." And so here's the funny story. So, you know, it was pretty cool. And usually when people are delayed, they're pissed off, you know? So to me, everyone was kind of happy. So it made my job easier. Like no one was mad at me for being delayed. Like they're kind of happy for being, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like how are you supposed to get mad at the guy that just jammed for you?
Maybe you made it better for them, you know. That's what you did.
Right. To me, I was like kind of selfish in a way. I was like, "Hey, this is gonna make my job easier, right? And I get to jam, it's fun." Yeah. So we brought everybody, and my name tag at the time, there was a bunch of Joes in that station, Southwest. And so, because I was the only one from Guam, you know, a lot of people just call me Guam actually, but my name tag actually said Joe Guam. And I got the nickname Guam and Joe Guam from when I was playing football at San Jose State. There were 6 Joes that signed in the year that I signed in. Some of those Joes didn't get very good nicknames. Like their nicknames were, let's just say not very good. Okay. So I was happy to get Guam. Like I was just Guam for a long time. They're just Guam. And then it just evolved into Joe Guam. So I got Southwest, they put Joe Guam on my name tag. So the guy who's filming comes up, looks at my name tag, says Joe Guam.
Oh. So oh man. Looks like he got kicked out.
Oh.
Hopefully he can. Hey, sorry to our listeners and viewers. Well, he was just explaining his how he made Joe Guam. There he goes. Here he comes.
All right.
He's back on.
All right. Yeah, browser.
What's going on,
crashed.
bro?
Safari,
I told you
Safari
you gotta change that dial up.
Yeah. Hey, you know what happened? You know what really happened is we had some coconut crabs that just pulled on the line that's outside my house. We have a coconut tree that holds up the power
really?
line. The coconut crab pulled the line, and if the coconut crab pulls the line, right, like
Damn, we went from coconut from brown tree snakes to coconut crab, bro.
Yeah, exactly, right? So the coconut crab. So back to the story, yeah. So this guy puts, it says Joe Guam on my name tag. So he uploads this video, and the video title says Joe Guam.
Nice. So that's where the name comes from.
Yeah, well, it says Joe Guam on Southwest Airlines. That was the title of the video, right? And so what happened was, in the early days of YouTube, anybody from Guam, their number one search criteria was just Guam. Like everyone was like, hey, let's just see who's on, what videos are Guam related on it. They just search Guam. So that video came up all the time because of, I guess the views or whatever, just Guam, right? Yeah. So like all the DJs on Guam saw it, the media on Guam saw it. So like my mom calls me up, she's like, have you seen that video? I was like, yeah, Mom, I don't watch that video. It's kind of, I can't like watch myself. And she was like, no, son, you need to read the comments. There's like all kinds of comments on there from like the DJ, like Uncle Toad, all these people. I was like, what?
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the funny story. One of my flight attendant friends, female friends, she sees me. She's like, hey, I just saw you on YouTube. It was like a day after, right? It's like, I just saw you on YouTube. And I was like, and the funny thing was at that time, it was like, there was like this gay pride parade in Dallas or something, right? And so, and me, man, I have a ton of my friends who were flight attendants, were gay guys and really good friends of mine, right? So we used to always hang out and party. It was really good friends of mine. So she comes up, she's like, yeah, I saw you on Southwest Airlines. And there was this controversial video at the time. It was controversial way back then, not anymore. It was a controversial video at the time because like Southwest Airlines had a banner in the Dallas like gay pride parade or something like that. Yeah. And so she was like, hey, I saw you on Southwest on the YouTube video. I was like, I wasn't there. Like, I live here. I wasn't in Dallas. And, I was like, what are you talking about? That's not me. I wasn't there. She's like, no, not that. No, that's what I thought. I was like, because it was a big thing about this video, right? Like, I saw you in the video. I was like, me in the video? Are you sure? And so she was like, no, you're in the gate playing the ukulele. And I was like, what? So I go run in. I pull up my laptop, search, and first time I ever saw the video. I was like, oh my God,
really?
Yeah, that was the first time I saw the video, man.
Wow.
So yeah,
bro.
That's kind of how it all started. That's how the video started, man. But it wasn't.
So that's how Joe Guam got to be Joe Guam, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, again, the name came from when I was playing football. Yeah. I mean, and a lot of people knew me as Joe Guam even before that video, right? That video, I guess to the public and the people who didn't know me.
Yeah.
So
blew you up
and then I came back to Guam in 2011, 2013. I started gigging again. I actually started gigging under my full name, Joe Pereira. And the issue there was my last name's not easy to spell or pronounce. It's not like Cruz,
yeah.
It's not like Cruz.
Wow, bro, why are you gonna say that, bro?
Cruz is.
Why are you gonna bring that up?
Because Cruz 4 letters, bro, and like nobody mispronounces that, right?
Yeah.
It's not like it. So like, man, you got an easy last name. I don't, right? So even the staff at the places I was playing, people would call like, hey, who's playing tonight? He's like, hey, Joe, like, what's your last name? How you say that? That's kind of how it was. And I was like, oh. I told my wife.
So before you continue, what's the weirdest? When people try to pronounce your last name, what's the weirdest word that they came up with?
I mean, I think the one would always be like piranha. Piranha. I'm like, I was like, do you see an N in there anywhere? No, there's no piranha.
Anywhere, yeah, exactly.
I don't understand it, but. So yeah, they even the staff had a hard time doing it, and then people would still call me Joe Guam. Like, oh, that's Joe Guam. I told my wife was like, you're never gonna get away from that Joe Guam. You just stick to Joe Guam. I was like, do you think it's okay that I actually use the Guam name in Guam? Like, isn't that kind of weird? Like, should I be like Joe Manila or something like that? Like Manila's
But that's even worse, bro. How are they gonna?
Yeah, right. So doesn't make it easier, right? And so I was like, okay, let me just so I own the brand. I registered the brand. I have the trademark for Joe Guam here in Guam. And then I just went full force into it, and it just made it so much. It made it so much easier. But the truth is, I prefer Joe Guam over Joe Pereira because, to tell you the truth, the Joe in the name doesn't really matter to me. What really matters in the name is Guam. And so what I mean by that is like, you know, Junior, I'm gonna ask you this: when someone says to you the word or the instrument, and you hear an ukulele, what's the first island you think of when you hear or see the ukulele?
Oh, Hawaii, of course.
Right, Hawaii. And so that happened to me all the time in the States.
Yeah,
like, oh, you from
I was
Hawaii?
thinking you're from Hawaii.
And I was like, yeah, are you from Hawaii? And I was like, oh man, I got a lot of good friends, a lot of family that live in Hawaii. I was like, but I'm actually from Guam. And so when
stop. Let's see if he comes back.
Yeah.
He's frozen, everyone.
Gotta go kill the crab.
Hey, sorry. Hey, apologize to all our listeners and viewers again. We are talking to him from Guam, so like he said, there's the
coconut crab.
The coconut crab outside. But if you guys are just joining us, we do have our special guest is Joe Guam. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Hey, subscribe to our channel, share our video, share the love. That's all we're here for. Just share the love. And here he's back.
Sorry,
then
coconut crab, bro. I'm
are working right now.
Just go kill him already. Go kill him and eat him.
Hey, speaking of that, look, hey, Frank Gary goes, the coconut crab again.
See, Frank, you and me, bro, we know what's up. Yeah. Frank, yeah.
The coconut crab, is that the one they call the Samoan crab too?
Yeah. So
probably.
So yeah, man, like when people would say Joe Guam and they'd see the ukulele, you know, and it kind of make that connection back to Guam. For me, that was big. And I realized that I was representing Guam even though I didn't want to. Like when I get up and play something, I was representing Guam even though I didn't, you know, feel like representing Guam. It was there no matter what. So to me,
awesome,
like in the
bro.
name Joe Guam, the Guam is really what's more important than the Joe.
That's awesome.
I think it was just made. I think it was your calling, bro. That's that. Everything happened for that reason. You know what I mean? Now we're here. Now you're on the Islanders View. You know what I'm saying?
You know that. I mean, the name is fitting for you too, Guam, Joe Guam.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I lived Guam 3 years. I'm married to a Chamorro lady, very beautiful, Isabella Mesa. Shout out to my wife. But, you know, if anybody was to ask me, like, hey, can you describe a Chamorro or describe someone from Guam? I'm just gonna show them your page and say, hey, well, look at this guy, this right here, prototype of a guy from Guam right here.
you know, man, John, you'll know this, man, and even the Hawaiians too, like, and a lot of the islanders, like, hospitality is big for us.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
hospitality is big for us, right? And and a lot of people, you know, they try to treat you like family, even though you're not blood related, right? So what I try to do, especially when I play somewhere else besides Guam, I mean, even when I play here, is I try to you put out that same hospitality with music. Like, for example, you're gonna play differently if you're sitting in the backyard. You know, for the Hawaiians, they call it like kanikapila, right?
Yeah, kanikapila.
You're gonna play differently kanikapila and backyard barbecue jam sessions with the boys than you would play if you're on stage performing, right? So what I try to do is I try to blend the two. What I try to do is I try to get on stage and put on a professional appearance and a very professional performance. I try to bring that like that backyard barbecue family like jam session, because
that's nice.
Like if I see somebody and I play their request, you know, like I like calling out their name, like just like I did with you on the live stream, John, when you called, I was like, hey, Islander View, Chålofa. I was like,
yeah.
I mean, so you know what I mean, like just that connection to make it as informal as it was and to make it as cool and as, you know, to be able to connect like that. That's kind of like the things that I try to do, you know. So that hospitality mindset, I try to bring it in the music too. It's a little different, maybe some of other people, but I don't care. If I'm doing it wrong, then shoot, I guess it'll come and catch up to me. So
you're doing it right, bro. You're doing it right.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. Thank you again for having me on the Island
Of
Review.
course, brother.
Shout out to
of
my
course.
boy Kainoa Kamaka for giving me a shout out on this one too.
All right. Oh man, bringing that up for real. Like he
Yeah.
seriously came in the house and he was like, my boy's gonna hop on. I'm like, who's your boy? He's like, my boy's from Guam. And I'm like, dude, who's your boy? And he's like, and this is a crazy thing, bro. It's like, I'm watching, like, you both remind me of each other. This is before I knew you guys knew each other, right? So like every time I saw Kainoa, because out here, like I formed a band and I did music too. So like that's how I connected with Kainoa. And so when I watch him play the uke, right, it reminds me of watching you play the uke on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is pretty cool. I got someone that's representing Guam and then somebody here representing Hawaii.
Yeah.
And then, I already knew that he was sponsored by Chålofa, right? So then then all of a sudden he comes to the house and he's like, hey man, my boy Joe is gonna come on. I was like, who's your boy Joe from Guam? He's like, oh, Joe Guam. I'm like, what? That's Joe Pereira to me. So like, he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, man, if you tell him Joe Pereira, he'll understand. But then exactly. So that happened. I'm just like, that is so crazy. And then he told me like the reason why you guys got close is that you helped him out with like a lot of the technology part of the music scene. And
like the lockdown, man, it really affected us musicians. I went from playing like 7 to 10 shows 1 week, literally like the next week 0.
Yeah.
And so in 2018, January of 2018, Facebook launched live, the live stream, right? Like the ability to go live. It was back in January. Yeah. And before that, like months before that, on my Instagram profile, what I was doing was I was uploading. You could only do 15-second videos at a time, so I was uploading 15-second videos of little snippets of me playing at my gig. And I would upload like even Chamorro songs, And so a lot of the folks in the States who are from Guam, they would message me like, hey, can you upload the full song? And I'm like, well, Instagram only allows 15 seconds. And then it became 30. And then it became a minute. Yeah. And then later, that was in 2017. So 2018, Facebook, January of 2018, Facebook launches this live feature. And I was happy. I was lucky to be one of the first people to be granted that live thing. So I'm playing this live stream thing, and I'm seeing it, and I'm driving down the street, right, driving down the road, my mom, my wife, and my kids, and I said to my wife, I was like, I get these messages all the time on Facebook and Instagram, like, can you post this video? Can you post this video? And I was like, or when are you gonna play a show out here? And I'm like, man, the price to play a show out there for us is freaking expensive. Like it's hard to. It's hard to leave Guam and come back with revenue. I make it like actually lucrative and possible. So anyways, so I told my wife when we're driving down the road here, I'm like, you know how I play a show here on Guam and I ask for requests and then I play the request because I was like, what if I played a show like on this Facebook live thing, like live? Yeah. Ask for requests and play the request. And she was like, well, how much is that going to cost? Like, the production of it, right? The lighting, everything, right? I was like, well, I don't know how much it's going to cost. Let me run the numbers. I'll do the production. I did the production. She was like, well, where are we going to get that money? I was like, well, I guess we got to go find sponsors. And she goes, she's like, who's going to pay you sponsorship to play a show for social media like Facebook and people who potentially are not on Guam? I was like, I don't know. Let me do a pitch. So I did a pitch and I sent it out to almost like everybody I knew, like the business I knew. And within 3 days, we were fully sponsored.
Oh, nice.
That's
seriously.
Sweet.
So if you look back on my YouTube channel, there's a playlist on there called On Live. And it's basically online and live put together. So it's on live, right? Catch Joe Guam on live. That was the branding that we did. And in 2018, February 2018, I did my first show. And what it was I created my website. Remember, I'm a computer systems engineer, right? That's like the hidden talent. So I created a website with the list of songs I know that people could click on, and it would actually send the request to me online.
Oh, nice.
So that's what they did, and they could put a message in. So on 2018 February, I did a 1-hour show, and we had so many people from the mainland, like from California all the way to New York, like who tuned in, requested songs. Someone was like, Oh my God, Tristy Zoo was my dad's favorite song. I haven't been back to the island in 18 years. I just booked a ticket back home. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I did live stream. And then after that one show, we got funding sponsorship to do 4 more shows. So 2018, I did 5 live streams. And then after that, it kind of fizzed out. It just, I just didn't want to do them anymore. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And so 2019 came around. I played like 325 shows here on Guam. And then 2020 hit. And we're sitting here fully locked down. Can't leave our house. And all of the frontliners and the nurses and the doctors, they're all going to work. They're all contributing. They're all helping us through this. And we're sitting twiddling my thumbs. And I'm like, I looked at my wife and I go, I think I'm gonna live stream just to contribute, just to like do something, like just to help somehow. Like I'm gonna live stream. And she goes, okay, where? Because my son wasn't even 1 yet, and the house was like in baby mode, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So she's like looking at me like, where are you gonna live stream? And I go, the front porch.
Yeah, exactly.
So the very first, like, if you watch all of seriously,
that's sweet, bro.
If you watch all of the live streams from March, it's all on my front porch. And there was even like one in April where like I was late, and people were commenting like, "Hey, he's late." And it's because I set up on the front porch, and then it started to rain. So I had to break it all down and bring it inside and set it up again. So it's pretty fun, man. So then I just kept live streaming, man. And then like we were able to, some businesses reached out and they're like, hey, you're live streaming. Do you mind if we sponsor your live streams? You can help us promote. And I was like, man, if I can help you promote and you guys can sponsor us, that helps us work too. So it became this thing where like we can help promote people and their businesses, because their business, all the businesses in Guam were really trying to survive. So we became a thing where we would help them promote, and and they would give us some money so we could make some earnings. And that's one thing about me, man. Like I never like taking handouts. I always want to earn and work for my money. It's the way I've always been. Good. So from all of that, I took a list of everybody who had sponsored me. We're saying we had a lot of time, so I took a list of everybody who had sponsored or supported my music in somehow, some way, or form. And what I did is I contacted every single one of them. I was like, how can I help you? How can I help support you? And that's really what it was. And so when it got to Chålofa, was like one of the first on the list. When I called,
oh really?
I called the vice president, Brian. He's actually Chamorro, Brian Benavente. He's Chamorro, right? His Chamorro Japanese. His dad's Chamorro. So I called him and I was like, Brian, hey, what if I did a live stream for Chålofa? And he was like, oh yeah. He's like, what do you mean? Like, how would it work? I was like, well, you'd have to give me like admin rights for the Chålofa Facebook page. And then I would just live stream like on the Chålofa page.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, that sounds fantastic. You do that for us? I'm like, heck yeah, I do that for you, bro. Like,
you just gotta make me a ukulele though.
I mean, I already had this. I already had this and more. I already had
You already did.
Already. This was
bro.
I've been an artist with them for like I think 5-6 years already, right? So so I already had this. I already had a couple. So I was like, yeah, I got you. I was like, I already got the logos. Let me just do some graphics and put it in.
Yeah.
So and then it went well. He loved it. I was like, dude, you want this? I'll do this weekly for you. And he was like, you do that? I was like, yeah. And then I go, by the way, bro, I don't want this just to be me. Like, if you feel like you want to bring on the other artists, please, it's not just me. Like, so he's like, comes back. He's like, hey, Kainoa Kamaka?
Oh,
I was like,
wow.
I've seen you guys post the videos of him. He's like, oh yeah, we're gonna bring him on too, and he's gonna do it. So, we got Kainoa, we got Jonah Davis to do ukulele lessons online during the pandemic, nice. And then Kupa Oa, from Maui. Oh no, Kupa Oa, from Maui. Yeah, from Maui, they did their own too. It's pretty cherry, and so they had a full lineup every week, like full lineup on the Chålofa ukulele page, like every day. So it was pretty.
That's
cherry
awesome,
to do all that.
bro.
So yeah, so Kainoa, we were talking about it, and he was like, hey bro, can you give me some, help me out? I was like, yeah, help me out too. So we kind of helped each other out, showing him some stuff on the live stream. It's kind of worked out.
That's sweet.
I hope to play a show, man, out there in San Antonio next year. We'll see if that happens.
That'd
Bro,
be awesome,
dude. I've been trying to think of so I like to like put things together. You know what I mean? So like I already had in my mind like to do something like that, to like bring you out, Kainoa's already here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if you guys can make it happen, man, I'd love to. I have to be out there May of next year. My sister's daughter is graduating from college, and so we're gonna be in Virginia
nice.
next year.
What?
And
Oh,
so,
okay.
So we're trying to see if we should come out like a month before in April or a month after in May. And
Nice.
some of the places we're thinking about stopping is because we have family in San Antonio. I have family in San Antonio. I have family in Dallas. And I have family in Houston. So we're thinking about going to Virginia, stopping in Texas.
Nice.
And visiting family in Texas, and then possibly Vegas.
Well, let me know what your timeline looks like so that I can try to put something together then.
Hey man, yeah.
We'll stay in touch, brother. You know how we are.
Yeah, for sure.
Do a whole tour.
Out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna try, man. I mean, if I was touring just alone, it'd be fine. But I'm gonna have the wife and the kid with me. So
yeah.
But I'm gonna try.
Be your roadies. They'll be your roadies.
Yeah. And my wife's brothers, they live in Scottsdale, Arizona, and Tucson. So we're definitely gonna be in Arizona. Nice. And then my close first cousin lives in San Diego. So it might be a tour. And then I just got messages. There was a bunch of people from Washington State, like Seattle area, like that came to the show last night at Hyatt, at my show at Hyatt, and they're like, please come out to Washington to play a show. And I'm like, oh man.
There's a bunch of Chamorros out there, brother.
Yeah,
so just had a shout out from Jay Aquino. He said saw you at Breezes last week.
Hey, what's up, Jay? Yeah, man. Right.
You were the family from San Antonio.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So that was so cool. Yeah. Thanks, Jay, man. There was a family of 4. He was with 4 people from San Antonio. There was a big family from Dallas. There was a family from South Carolina, and there was a family from Washington and Vegas there last night at my show. Last weekend.
Wow.
Which was like crazy. I missed a sign. Like maybe I got to do some shows when I fly out there, but we'll see, man.
You got to pay for your trip.
Equipment. Yeah.
Exactly, brother.
You got equipment everywhere you go. They'll have equipment for you.
Hey, but let's do some shout outs since we're already there. We got some people on. William Johnston, who's my cousin, says, "What up, fam?" And Yogi's on, says, "What's good? What's good?" And Frank says, "I know there's a way that artists put a tip button or donations." Yeah, there is on YouTube, right? You can do that on YouTube, right? You can do donations, I think, on
I'm
YouTube.
not sure. Yeah, I think they do like a donation button YouTube. I mean, I don't really put the donation front and center. For me, man, I just want to get the music.
Yeah,
like if
exactly.
If people want a tip, I appreciate that so much. But like I just, I mean, even during the lockdown, Junior, we're talking about the lockdown, and from March to October, I think I did like 75 live streams. Right?
Wow.
And out of all of those, I didn't put a single like virtual tip jar up. And I know that other musicians did, so I'm not bashing on that at all. It's just we were blessed to get sponsorships, right?
Yeah,
that's way to help. So we were blessed to get sponsorships, and we had other blessings that were given to us. So at that point, it was just like we just want to contribute. So people were asking, like, "Can you please? Where's your tip jar? Where's your tip jar?" I was like, "No, it's okay, man. Like, just hold your money and just enjoy the music. It's all about the good vibes." And then like it got to a point where someone was like messaging me going, it's offensive if you don't accept like an offering, a gift.
Yeah.
That's our culture, right? Like,
it's in our culture, brother.
Yeah, it is in our culture. So when they got that message, I was like, oh man. So I put up the virtual tip jars on the very next show. And that one time I put it up, and that show brought me to tears. I played the very first song. John, let me ask you this question. What was the very first song you learned when you started jamming?
One Night Stand.
Okay. My very first song was Drop Baby Drop. And I think a lot of people learned that song, right?
That is probably my second one.
Okay, see, so it's like one of the first 5, right? Drop Baby Drop.
Yeah.
So I opened the show with Drop Baby Drop. I could play that song in my sleep, Junior. I could play that song, right? And I could not finish that song. When I saw the donations that were coming in, just the support from my family, I was just crying. And I put my head down. I tried to play solos through it, see if I could just like get over the crying and get back to the show. My wife came out in the background in the kitchen. She's like, "Are you crying?" And I'm like, and she's like, "It's not you. Are you thinking of your son? I have a son that passed away in 2016. So it's like, are you thinking of your son?" And I was like, "Oh, thanks, all good, man. It's we think about him and he changed our lives. So, but she's like, are you thinking about your son?" I go, "No." She's like, "What is it?" And I was just like, "Look at the donations," and it brought me to tears, bro. Like that show is still out there if you want to dig it up on Facebook. I couldn't finish the song. I stopped the song and I just was crying and I just told everybody thank you. Like I couldn't believe it. It's crazy, man. It's such moving times for me. Like very thankful just to be there. Yeah. So just to have something to support my family.
Nice,
awesome,
dude.
man. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So to the person who did the comment that was in there for the tip jar, thank you. That was for me, artist wise, man. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. But I just no worries, man. Just all the love. I appreciate that so much.
That's awesome, bro. Hey, to all our listeners and viewers, if you guys are just joining us, welcome to the family. Please subscribe. We got a special guest today. It's Joe Guam.
Joe Guam.
You know, we're just hanging out, good vibes. You know, just getting to know him.
Yep. And you know that donation, I mean that tip jar that you put up, I know a lot of it was well deserved. You know, on your end, you know, for you, because I mean, from the stories that you're telling us, you worked really hard that whole year and all those times. So I mean, whatever you received that day was well deserved. You know, you earned it. So I don't think it was.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I don't think you were, you know, had your hand out. I mean, you earned everything that you received that day.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Like really, like, you know, there's a lot of people even last night that came up. They said, you know, during the pandemic, during the lockdown, you know, you were our positive, you know, beacon of light and hope, and we thank you for everything you did. And I told them, I said, you know, it's crazy that all the comments that were on the videos, every live stream video, all the comments, those were our beacon of hope in this house. Like my wife and I, like after every video, we would sit down, literally, like I shut everything off and I'd go sit down and I go, okay, let's read it one by one. And I would tell my wife, like, look, San Antonio, South Carolina, California, LA, Washington. You know, because I'd ask people like, hey, just tell us where you're from. That's all I want. Just put where you're from. I was like, Russia, China, Japan.
Wow.
Really crazy. It was crazy. And so we had people who were in Iraq. And I was like, oh man. So so those comments, like some videos had like over 1,000 comments. And so we would be like watching it, reading it, going, that was how we stayed positive.
Oh yeah.
That was how we were uplifted. So to everybody out there, just thank you for helping us get through 2020.
Exactly.
What a year,
huh? Exactly.
What a year.
Yeah. Hey, before we because Joe got the special treat to close out this show, so don't go anywhere. But before we get there, I need to ask you.
Tell me.
Is that like your lucky hat? That style of hat?
No, you know what it is?
Because that's the only kind of hat you always wear.
Oh, I wear all kinds of hats, dude. I just for the shows though. For the shows I wear these hats. Because it has to do. So it's funny. I did a video on this. In 2019, I did 50 episodes on my YouTube channel, basically answering questions on how to become a musician. Right?
Yeah, I seen that.
It's called Rise the Tide, and it comes from the Chinese proverb that says like high tide rises all ship. Like if you're on a ship and you just worry about trying to, you know, rise your own ship, you're gonna kind of be out in your own by yourself. But if we all just contribute to the tide around us, we'll all rise together. So that's kind of where I got it, right? And I always get a bunch of musicians that come up to me at the shows, ask me like, hey, what PA are you using, or what looper pedal are you using, or what, what do you or questions about like, hey, how do you get these gigs, or all that kind of stuff. So people message me all the time, and so I just thought I was like, let me just start answering questions so that it's out there for anyone who wants it. And so this hat, right? If you play at someplace like the Hyatt, in the Hyatt Regency, you know, that's a pretty prestigious gig, you know, like, it's not just like jamming at like a low key bar or a low key informal restaurant, you know. It's not just like that, right? It's not, or like at a coffee shop or something like that, right? It's not. It's you have to kind of respect the branding of the Hyatt and the partnership that you've got with
that. Exactly. Yeah.
And if the Hyatt shows up with button down shirts and slacks for their uniform, and I show up with a baseball cap or like a Crowns hat or like good buddies of mine Crowns, or like any type of just regular baseball cap.
Yeah.
It doesn't match the profile and the presentation that Hyatt wants, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, even at California Pizza Kitchen where I play, shout out to them, I play that, and even there, like it doesn't match the profile, and so I wanted to find a head, I guess a headpiece, a head adornment that was a little bit more professional. And so what I did was I actually YouTubed like musicians and I looked at pictures, and I saw that this flat cap was a very common thing for professionals, and it looked to me.
It matches you, bro. It matches.
I mean, to me, it looked professional. Yeah. But I wear like when I'm not playing though, I wear like regular hats, like Crowns.
You should see if Crowns would make you a hat like that.
We tried though. They actually made. We tried once, yeah. So Pudge and like again, like the Crowns guys, they're super cool. Like anytime I have a big show where it's appropriate, like if I'm playing, like when I played on the Budweiser float for the Liberation Parade in 2019, I played on the Budweiser float. And anytime I have the ability to help promote Crowns, I love those guys. I ask them, hey, what's the latest release? And I'll wear it on this show, and you guys can help promote. You know what I mean? So I wear it on that. So whenever it's appropriate, I'll wear just a Crowns hat. But when it needs to show some sort of professionalism, I wear these hats, which looks a little bit more professional in the appearance.
Yeah, it does. Like I said, man, it like totally. It just fits you, bro. Like it's your thing. Hey, it does,
thanks,
brother. Hey, but we're gonna go ahead and I want to thank everyone for watching, listening, though, joining the show with brother Joe Guam.
Yes,
he's about to play a little something for us.
Woo-hoo.
Show him some love. Thank you guys for commenting. Please subscribe to the channel. We will get him back on, because he has an hour restriction, so we'll get him back on the show to finish our conversations.
I'm playing for Guam. I'm representing Guam.
Guam's opening up again.
I want to shout this out. If there's any, like anybody out there, maybe musicians that may see this or whatever, and you guys have any questions for me, please reach out. Like, I'd love to. I'm an open book, man. I always say this to folks. Like, I didn't get to where I am today, being able to play 325 shows a year. I didn't get here by myself. I had a lot of people help me, so I'm happy to pay it forward. So if you guys have any questions for me or any way I can help you, just shout it out, man. Shout out to Chålofa.
All right, brother.
Thanks, fellas.
Chålofa, yeah. All right, brother. Whenever you're ready, Joe.
All right. This is an original song.
All right.
That I actually wrote this song sitting on the beach with my wife, like a
couple
years ago. But I just released it. I think 2 years ago. I think. Okay. It's a song called Magahit, and Magahit in our language means truth. And when you talk about this, it really talks about like the truth surrounding like the beauty of our island, its people, and some women. Like the island girls, basically. So it goes,
yeah.
Hey, I gotta pull one out of these so I can hear. There you go. Can you guys hear it okay? Right.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good, brother.
Nito hamzu todos kislaku. Magahi gopunito dan gapu. Hafa punsogwi tanginulizu Kopunana gini magigipionhu Hafa punsogwi tanginuediha Naizu kirida ikurasonmu Bonito hamdu todos kislaku. Magahi ko bonito jangat po. Hoguha kirida ikwinay zaku. Hoguha inainjus. Hoguha bonita senguinay zaku. Hoguha todo e tempo. Man bonito hamdu todos kislaku. Magahi ko bonito jangapu. That's it, bro. Song called Magahi. Thank you guys for having me.
Solid. Everybody give my brother Joe Guam a hand. Thank you for that beautiful song, baby.
Number one.
Nice.
Number one.
Nice, brother.
Number one.
That's awesome, man.
Hey,
Hey,
me, bro.
of course, brother. Of course.
Hey, before we go, man, we do have to say this, though. So, in 1999, the football championship. Okay? This didn't come up. Real quick, because I got to go. What happened
brother.
was, okay, so Junior, you got to hear the story.
All right. All right.
Man.
It was an 11-game season, 12 weeks with a bye.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. I played in Guam too. Yeah.
Okay, and we don't have playoffs. They have playoffs now. They didn't have playoffs then.
Yeah.
And best record wins, right?
Yeah. Best record wins.
So,
Yeah.
right. So we go into our 9th game. Okay, this is our 9th game, and it's week 10.
Mm-hmm.
The 9th game. Wait, yeah, it's week 10 already. 9th game because we already had a bye.
Yep.
And at this point, I went to a school called FD. Father doing this FD.
Okay.
Yep. And I was on
JC
Sanchez.
went to a school
Friars.
called Sanchez. Right? And then the other school in question was JFK, John F. Kennedy. Okay.
Yep.
So at this point, FD had already beaten JFK.
Yep.
JFK had already beaten Sanchez.
Yep.
Okay. And now this week, FD goes to play Sanchez. Okay. So we go into this game, and what JC probably doesn't know is that our starting quarterback, was booted off the team because he didn't make grades.
Mm.
And so here's the catch, though. At every other school in Guam except Father Duenas, which was a private school, right?
It's a private school, yeah.
Every other school in Guam, the only grade level you need to play sports was 2.0, right?
Oh, yeah.
2.0 to make grades to play sports, right?
Yeah.
At FD, you had to have a 2.5.
Mm.
So it's different, right? So
Yeah.
he didn't make a 2.5. Our starting quarterback got booted off the team. So we had to have a fill-in quarterback on week 10. We go in to play Sanchez. They beat us. It was a last drive.
So before you continue, though, Joe, is so people understand it, is if FD wins, they win
Outright
solo
champions.
championship. Yeah,
Outright
outright
champions.
championship. Yeah.
Outright champions. And if FD lose, well, no, not even yet. That's that. Well, I'm going to talk about that. So it's their last drive. They throw a bomb to Luis Cruz. Wait, Luis
Dela Cruz. Louis
Dela Cruz. They threw a last-minute bomb to him. I remember his name. He jumps up. It was a jump ball in the end zone. He gets it. He comes down with it. Touchdown.
Yeah.
Sanchez wins.
This is overtime.
Overtime. They beat us fair and square. No doubt. They beat us fair and square. That week, okay? And we still have 2 more games. It's week 10. We still have 2 more games to go. So, like, if FD wins the 2 games and Sanchez loses once, and by the way, we had 2 games to go, and the 2 games that we had to play were the teams that were last place in the league. It was I don't even want to say it, but they were last place in the league. You know who they were. And and Sanchez still had to play GW. You guys still had to play GW.
Yeah, we still had to play GW. Yeah.
So we were pretty much favored to win the last 2 games, and if you guys lost to GW, we would have been alright champions, right? Anyways, that week, bro, the coaches from the other sports that were next, I believe it was volleyball. The volleyball coaches were put in an official complaint that the football season was too long because a lot of the football players also played volleyball. And volleyball and one other sport, I think it was soccer, not soccer. I can't remember what it was. They were complaining that they didn't have any of their players because they were still in the football season. So the athletic director of the whole league or whatever comes in and says, "Okay, we're cutting the season short right here at week 10. With 2 more weeks, cutting short season right 10."
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And right at that point, we all had 2 losses. JFK had 2 losses. Sanchez had 2 losses. FD had 2 losses. So we all had 2 losses. We beat JFK. JFK beat Sanchez. Sanchez beat us. And they called the 1999. They called it a three-way championship tie.
A three-way champion.
Yeah, three-way championship tie. Yeah. So good luck. I mean, yeah. Again, they beat us fair and square, Russ. I gotta give props to that. Yeah. I told you, I remember that one very well.
Hey, for real. Do you remember let me ask you though something real quick, dude, bro. Do you remember a newspaper clipping with you and I in
Tell
it?
me which one. No, I don't.
The one where you're trying to tackle me, and you're sliding with it's you and some other person. I forgot his name, but I think he played safety for you guys. And you guys are trying to tackle me, and I have the ball. It's almost like a Heisman pose.
Yeah, you got to send that to me. I want to see it, bro.
I will send it to you if I have to look it up on my Facebook archive.
Yeah,
but
I want to see it. I want to see that. Yeah, probably a good shot, man. You probably got me good. You know? I think that season though, GSPN reminded me that season. They awarded me with defensive MVP, which was pretty cool, and I broke the sack record. 17 and a half sacks, and GSPN told me that sack record still exists today.
Wow.
Like 20,
really?
21, 22 years old already. So
nice,
sweet. And that was only 10 games, right? Or
10 games, man. 10 games.
So 10 games, 17 sacks. 9 games.
9 games with a
bye. Wow, 9 games, 17 sacks. That's almost 2 sacks a game.
I know you gotta
go.
So, hey, everybody, thanks Joe Guam for joining us.
Thank you, Joe Guam.
Again, subscribe to our channel. One love and God bless. We are out. This is session number 29. We love you guys. Thanks for showing love. See you, brother. Peace. We are out. Hey, where do you think you're going? You haven't left our minds yet. Again, thanks for watching and listening. And like we say on the islands, the first time you're a guest in our home, and after that, you're family. So welcome to the family. One love and God bless. Peace.